Hey, this is Dr. Steve, your mayor, giving you a COVID-19 update for this week. I want to talk to you about three things. The first is where we are with our COVID numbers. We've really done great for the last 10 days. We've only had 23 cases total, so roughly about 2.3 cases per day. That's a tremendous success, and that leads me to number two, which is thank you. Thank you for doing that. We had that success because people did the three things that we asked them to. They socially distanced. They didn't congregate in groups more than 10 people, and they washed their hands and didn't touch their faces. And that allowed us to not have a peak in our activity, so we would have overused the resources in our medical system. And so we didn't have to go through that where we didn't have enough ventilators or enough ICU beds. So thank you for doing that. That leads me to number three. How do we go forward? And that's the big question now. The governor's order extends through May 11th, and it allowed some businesses to increase the capacity in their stores, but it really didn't open a lot of other businesses. And so we'll have to see what the governor says on May the 11th. We can't act unilaterally as a city. We can do more than what the governor orders, but we can't do less. And so I want you to understand that as soon as the governor gives us permission to open up other businesses like barbershops and hair salons and restaurants, that our city council is prepared to do that as soon as he does it, because I think we're in the position with our low number of new cases to be able to open some things up, but do it safely. And so I think we can move forward. We're just waiting for his new orders, and we'll follow along with those as those are given. I usually like to give you a word of encouragement at the end of every talk, and you know, a lot of it comes out of my personal experience. And this week I've been thinking a lot about what possible good comes out of all the hardships and difficulties that we've gone through together. And I'm reminded of a verse from the Bible. It's from Romans 8:28. It says, "For we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose." And so even though I don't see any good, and even though I don't understand what good may be coming from things, that I know that God's made us a promise that he will bring about good out of their difficulties and hardships. So sometimes for me, it's enough just to rest in the promise, and trust that he's going to do what he says he does. And so even though we can't see the good, and even though we may not understand where the good is, we know that he's working together to create good both for himself and for us.